Hey guys, here for another video, and today we're not doing a review because my bitch ass is tired, shaboy. Sometimes you just calculate numbers all day and then you get home and the last thing you want to do is see some fucking pussy or box. I should probably use TikTok terms because most of my videos get demonetized. By the way, if anyone wants to donate, there's a link in the description. Also, Instagram in the description if you guys ever want to contact me personally about stuff if it has to do with like maybe pipes leaking, wink wink, or maybe you have some more personal suggestions, or maybe you just want to reach out to me for whatever. I've had some weird instances where people reach out to me for like college information. I know it sounds weird. Trust me, Shaboy has a very, how should I say this, strong background in mathematics. I definitely have a pretty good educational background in terms of, like, if college worth it, how to get into college. A lot of things is, like, who you know, and not what you know. That's just how college is, trust me, even in the job world or anything in the general. So today we're going to talk about two topics I think is rather interesting. Again, this is more just background noise. I just don't want to do a review on OnlyFans, and I figured I'd just talk about these two topics. One is paying for box, and two is the whole passport bro movement. I wouldn't even call it a movement. It's more of just like a thing. It's more of like a, oh shit, the world is really big, let me expand my horizon type shit. Now, passport bro movement, what is that exactly? Obviously there's Western women. When people say Western women, it's Americanized women, because women here have this whole feminist wave, and aka they're very aggressive, aka, you know, the weird thing about feminism, especially, again, I'm also making this video because like Women's Month or some shit like that, they don't deserve their own month. They deserve to be in the kitchen every day. I say that with slight sarcasm. Obviously they don't have to be slaves, but what I mean by that is you have this whole feminist wave that are trying to be like men, right? Feminist is anything but feminine, right? It's very masculine, and now that you have this kind of be a norm, a lot of these American women are very aggressive, combative, argumentative, aka the Shaniqua archetype is expanding to regular women, right? You probably see this in corporate where you have like a high ranking or a CEO or a C-level suite manager that's a female, and they're very like aggressive, and then when you try to even open up to them, or let's say a guy forbid, hits on her during work, the guy's gonna be met with backlash. And I think it's kind of weird to date nowadays, right? Dating is very complex, even for good looking guys. Like what I typically do or did is like, this is like the standard norm, right? You go on Tinder, or maybe you're like me and you like to do, I used to do shotgun method. Trust me, I used to be very desperate for love and women. Not anymore. I'm kind of more independent. If I get a bitch, I'll do it here and there. But what I used to do is just, if I saw a pretty woman on the street, go up to her, say, hey, you look kind of cute, want to get some coffee, straightforward, no pickup lines. I did have my pickup line phase, trust me. I had a horrible father figure. He didn't tell me how women work. My mom didn't tell me how women work. No one told me how women worked. I think a lot of it was trial and error. Part of it's fresh and fit. I definitely think they have a huge value in the whole dating market atmosphere. So, I'd ask out girls like that. They would say yes, no, say yes, cool, go on a date, go on 2 dates, go on 3 dates, spend a couple hundreds of dollars for them just to blow me off, ghost me. So it's like, okay. And it's the same process with Tinder, right? You're swiping right. You do the whole chatting. You try to, charm them, go on a date, 2 dates, 3 dates, spend a couple hundreds again, and then they ghost you or find someone else or just say, hey, I was just looking for a rebound. So it's like, okay, what am I using Tinder for? Am I using it just to get box, or am I using it to look for a relationship? Now, the first part that I'm saying about the whole passport bro movement is that if you're looking for a relationship, I do not think America's the place to find a relationship. If you're a guy that is independent, if you're a guy that has his shit together, if you're a guy that is looking for an actual wife, an actual person to be the mother of your kids, you're better off going somewhere else. Trust me, what I've been doing is my Tinder, when I was more active on it, and with the whole pimping video, again, there's a whole background and context. If you guys want to watch that, definitely go ahead. Again, side plug, watch that pimping video. Basically, what I've been doing is technically setting my Tinder location to other countries. I'm Mexican, so fortunately, Shaboy can set his location to Dominican Republic. Fortunately, your Shaboy can set his location to Colombia, Mexico, Guatemala, South America. And in South America, let me tell you, women are beautiful, and their genetics are amazing, and two, they are actually good wives if you can filter out the ones that are just trying to get a green card. A lot of them are very good. Trust me, like, again, not tooting my own horn, but I got a bitch in Venezuela, I got a bitch in DR, I got a bitch in Bogota, I got a bitch, like, I have bitches in different countries. I have my own little harem, so to say. Trust me, they never use me. They're very nice. I have they're more friends, so to say. Obviously, if they want to do something more seriously, or if I want something seriously, we'd be pretty transparent. There've been some girls that are like, oh, I want XYZ. I'll be transparent saying, hey, I can't do XYZ right now. If you're looking for a serious relationship, I can't do that. Again, just be transparent, honest, but definitely looking at girls in other countries are your best bet. Obviously, most people don't even ever consider that. I definitely think money is an issue, right? In my case, I work remote. If I want to go to Guatemala tomorrow, I can do that. If I want to go to Colombia tomorrow, I can do that. There's just options. But again, passport bro movement, definitely the way to go. Look at women in different countries, expand your horizons. Don't be so closed off to America. I think a lot of people are closed off to America just because they lack options, aka they lack options to work remotely. They lack options to really travel. They lack options to kind of look outside the box. So again, passport movement all the way. Look at girls in different countries. It's definitely eye-opening, and you kind of see the same thing like what Fresh and Fit says, right? Women's software may change, but the hardware doesn't, right? Women here, women in Colombia, women in Mexico, women in China, they all want a strong man. They all want a guy that's independent. They all want a guy that's confident. They all want a guy that, there's certain baseline traits of a guy, right? AKA the evolution of being a man, right? Most people are boys. Trust me, I was a boy. I was a simp. I was pretty much, bottom of the barrel type guy. Obviously, I'm always working on myself, always moving up the ladder every year. But again, that is something to consider. Be the best man you can be so you can find the best partner ever, because I think we all go through a simp phase and we don't even know that. I used to be the type of person to be like, treat women like princesses. But then you would treat that woman like a princess, and an hour later, she's getting dogged out by like 20 niggas down the block, getting ran train on her, Thomas the Train, ear rape type style type shit. And it's like, wow, women are actually disgusting. And I can get into that. Trust me, not all women. Again, that's why chastity, virginity, modesty is such an important value that I look for my women. Obviously, there may be some girls that I bend the rules for. And, that simp mentality is always going to be in the back of my head. And not just me, I think everyone else's, right? Love is a thing. Sometimes love will make you do stupid things. I met this dude in a bodega in New York. He was like, man, love is the disease. The only woman I'll ever love is my daughter. And I was like, hell yeah. Preach. So again, that's something I have to check myself with. That's something you guys have to check yourself with. But like I said, work on yourself so you can find the best mother/wife for your future, and definitely go with that route. Second topic is paying for the box, paying for the pussy, the vagina. Is that bad or not? Now, with dating, this ties along with dating, right? Why are you looking for women? Are you looking for women just for the nut, or are you looking women for a meaningful relationship? I always say with men, typically we're guys, right? You want to get your nut off. Who's to say that paying for the box is bad? Now, the whole escort world is very, very dangerous if you don't check yourself. It's no difference from like dealing drugs, right? It's no difference from doing some type of illegal activity that may feel good, right? AKA maybe drinking too much. I know that's legal, but I'm just giving you examples. There's things you have to do that you have to check yourself, aka you might fall into the whole hole of sexual addiction, right? That is a thing. But supposing all the variables are pretty fixed and you learn to check yourself, escort world, there's a whole bunch of websites you can pay for box. Some of it's cheap, some of it's not cheap. It really depends what you want and your budget. I know it sounds really weird, but typically with girls, even like really good looking ones, you can pay like to get your nut off for 15-30 minutes. Usually you guys, the people that don't know about the escorting world don't know this. If you do know this, you do know this, but there's always like the 15-30 minute, 45 to an hour rate. Typically 15 minutes, you can probably find a good looking girl that is clean, that is professional for like 150, and then it goes up from there. I would say 150 to 300 from 15 minutes to an hour is a pretty standard price. And trust me, once you find a very good escort, and let's say you get cool with her, right? Which I've had these moments where I got super chill with the escort. Like, she was cool with me, I was cool with her, we vibed. I would never date her, but she would always give me free box. And it felt kind of good. It was really weird. I almost caught myself being trapped or mesmerized by one, because she was like, sure, she did that, but every time I would like visit her, because she'd want me to like come over to be company, she would cook for me. It was like she had the best wife qualities, but yet she was a hoe. And obviously that is a trap you don't want to be delusioned by. But again, if you do find a good escort that's pretty, that you're cool with, you can get free boxes, you get free nut. Obviously, there's some people, and I've witnessed this because I've been around, obviously even girls tell me their stories, where a lot of guys that usually pay for box are like disgusting, fat, sweaty, you know, toothless, yellow, green armpit stains like type dudes, which is weird. I always say if you have the money and it doesn't affect you and you're just looking at it as a product slash service and you're not going to abuse the person, aka not abuse the service, and I don't think it's a bad option. Definitely do that if you have the budget. It kind of gets the whole nut and horniness out of your system. So if you do want to find a good girl, you can. If you guys have more questions or any suggestions or anything about our comments, concerns about the escorting world, you guys can tell me, because I've been in it for a while. Not to say I'm escorting anyone, it's just more I know a lot of girls that do that type of work, and it's kind of natural, right? I review OnlyFans. OnlyFans is very tied to escorting. Trust me, this sounds, I don't know if it's surprising to you guys, but a lot of girls on OnlyFans use that platform as to, you know, to funnel themselves for escorting services. Trust me, even like Lauren Jasmine, who is very popular now, I got her to admit she would probably fuck, I shouldn't say she probably would. She is confirmed would fuck her for 10K at the time. She even had a pimp and all that. Trust me, I have a whole list of girls, of the girls I review. I act like an MLB player. I try to get escort pricing, and it's kind of strange how a lot of these girls are just willing to sell themselves. Not everyone's a hoe, but typically from the girls I reviewed, for usually $5,000 to $10,000, they can give the box up. Obviously, if you got that money, if you're a normal person like me making 80 to 100K, then obviously drop in 200 for a good looking escort to drop the nut off, and you know, I don't think is a bad option. So I don't think it's bad if you look at it as a product slash service, but it can definitely fuck people's minds if you get emotionally attached. If you, again, typically you'll build feelings if you don't see it only as a product or service. Again, don't abuse anyone, but yeah, the escorting world is crazy. There's some crazy things you see, but I definitely think it's valuable to learn about that and then kind of make the distinction of like, okay, this is recreational use only, this is only sex only, this is more relationships. So when you do try to find that good woman and the wife or kids or whatever, the mother of your kids in the future, you can have a better gauge of that. So overall, I don't know if this video was interesting or not. Trust me, I could go hours upon hours. I just know that people aren't going to watch me for hours upon hours, but yeah, Passport Bro movement, definitely look at girls in other countries. It is well worth it. Trust me, if you're looking for a wife and the mother of your kids, girls in other countries, specifically Latin countries, from what I've been experiencing, are very good mothers. They're very caring. They're always looking after you. They're always asking, do you need anything? And a lot of girls here in America are very parasite, like, I need this, I need that, help me with this, help me with that, and they don't really provide value in your life. So sometimes, you know, I've been in that hole and it kind of is hard to get out of, but again, that is something to keep in mind. Paying for box, not bad if you see it as a product or service. Don't abuse it, be nice, have a good environment, get your nut off, and I don't think it's a bad option. So like always, guys, please leave a comment below for any suggestions, obviously for OnlyFans requests, or if you guys have suggestions for any other video topics. Trust me, I have a whole bunch of things I always want to talk about, but I just lack time because working sucks. I mean, there's nothing wrong with working, you're making good money, but definitely is draining throughout the day. So please hit that like button, please rape that sub button, and hopefully we get 20 billion subs by the end of this year. If not, I will kill myself. Later.